Alright, so today you guys are going to be making your mango salsa. This is a great lab for practicing your cutting skills, so that's what I'm really going to focus on today. I've got all my ingredients laid out here. My mango has already been pre-cut, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour that straight into my mixing bowl. Once you have that in there, you can go ahead and toss this in the garbage and move on to your next ingredient. The first ingredient that I'm going to cut is my onion. I have already cut this in half, and you're just going to go ahead and dice that up into small pieces, and then that's going to get mixed into your bowl as well. When you're dicing, you want to start up by cutting it into larger pieces, and then go ahead and line them up and move into cutting them smaller. Make sure when you're using this, you're keeping your fingers out of the way, and you're using a rocking motion, keeping the point of the knife all the way down. I'm going to finish dicing up this onion, and then we'll come back. Alright, so once you have your onion into bigger chunks, just really quickly before you toss it into your bowl, you're going to go ahead and put your hand on the top of the knife and give a rocking motion just to make sure it's finely diced so that when you put it in your bowl, you're getting a little bite of onion onto every tortilla chip. So now that that's done, I'm going to scoop it up and toss it into my bowl. Get every little piece, and then we're going to move on to the next ingredient. The next one that I'm going to do is my bell pepper, and you're going to start again by cutting it in half and then just moving into smaller pieces. The way that I like to do this is to cut it into smaller chunks, and then once you have into smaller chunks, turn it sideways and do the same thing. And you're just going to continue this motion, cutting it smaller and smaller, and then you're going to continue into the rocking motion, the same that you did with your onions. Again, once until it's diced, and then you'll toss it into your bowl. So I went ahead and finished chopping that up, and I tossed it into my bowl as well. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is my jalapeno pepper. You need to make sure that when you're doing this jalapeno pepper, that whatever you touch with it, you don't go ahead and touch your eyes or your nose, because it is going to burn. So as soon as you're done cutting up your jalapeno pepper, go ahead and wash your hands and make sure to get under your fingernails so that there's nothing left that could possibly burn your eyes if you do touch them. So I'm going to start by cutting off the top and go ahead and toss that away into the garbage. And then I'm going to cut it long ways and try and get out the veins in the middle. The veins and the seeds, it's what's going to be the spicy part. So if you really don't like some spicy food, you can go ahead and try and cut that out, or just take it out with your thumb and toss it into the garbage, and that way it's going to take away a little bit of the spice. However, if you really like spicy food, you can go ahead and leave that in. Once that's done, go ahead and chop it up just like all of your other vegetables. Bigger pieces at first, and then go ahead and use it and cut it down into the smaller pieces exactly how you did your onion and your pepper. Alright, so I finished chopping that up, and I have washed my hands to get any of that spiciness off. The last thing that we're going to cut up is our cilantro leaves. So you're just going to do the same thing, put them into a small pile as tight as you can, and then go ahead and chop those as finely as possible, and that will also get tossed into your mixing bowl. The last ingredient for our mango salsa is going to be a lime. A good trick to try and get all of the juice out of your lime is to put it on your table, put your hand on it, and give it a soft, firm press as you roll it on the table. This is going to squeeze out all of the juices before you cut it and just make it a little more juicy for when you do cut it open and pour it into your mango salsa. So I've given it a little bit of a roll. I'm going to cut it in half with my knife, and then I'm just going to squeeze it onto my bowl. And you're going to want to squeeze both halves to make sure you can get all of that juice out. Last type is going to be a pinch of salt, and then we're going to go ahead and mix it up. Just use a spoon and mix it up as well as you can, and this will be served with your tortilla chips.